Hello and welcome to BYJU'S Exam Prep IAS, presenting to you the daily quiz for 1st of March 2022. Let us begin and have a look at the first question for today. Which of the given statements best describes NISHTHA? Option A, an integrated scheme for school education focused on improving the quality of education at all levels. Option B, a teacher's training program launched to improve learning outcomes at the elementary level. Option C, a set of guidelines issued for planning and implementation of digital education in India. Option D, a national teacher platform built to host open educational resources and tools for teachers. Why this question? This article in the PIB today has a reference to NISHTHA and hence we've taken this question. So what exactly is NISHTHA? NISHTHA stands for National Initiative for School Heads and Teachers Holistic Advancement. So this is a teachers training program. So, the Department of School Education and Literacy launched this national mission to improve the learning outcomes at the elementary level through an integrated teachers training program that was named NISHTHA. And this was launched under the centrally sponsored scheme of Samagra Shiksha. The objective of this training program is to motivate and to train and equip the teachers so that they can encourage and foster critical thinking in students that they teach. Therefore, the right answer to our question would be option B. Now let us take a look at all the other options. An integrated scheme for school education that is focused on improving the quality of education at all levels is the Samagra Shiksha scheme. As we've already discussed, this option describes NISHTHA. A set of guidelines were issued by the government to plan and implement the digital education in the country, and these guidelines were known as Pragyata guidelines. Here's a task for you for today. The task is to let me know what is the name of the national teacher platform that was built to host open educational resources and tools for teachers. Let me know in the comments section. Moving on to question number 2. Which of the given statements is or are correct? Number 1. International Court of Justice is the only one of the 6 principal organs of the UN that is not located in the New York City. Number 2. All the members of the UN are automatically parties to the ICJ statute, and this automatically gives ICJ jurisdiction over disputes involving them. Number 3. It has 15 judges who are elected to 9-year term by the UN General Assembly and the Security Council. Number 4. India has never been a party to a case at the ICJ. Why this question? Ukraine has filed an application before the International Court of Justice and it has instituted proceedings against the Russian Federation. And this article in the Indian Express newspaper today talks about ICJ or the International Court of Justice, and that is why we've taken this question. Let us learn more about ICJ as we discuss the options. See, the International Court of Justice is the principal organ of UN. This was established in the year 1945 and this is the successor to the Permanent Court of International Justice. Now, where is it based? It is based in the Peace Palace in The Hague. So this is the only one of the 6 principal organs of the United Nations that is not located in the New York City. The other 5 organs are located in New York City. So statement number 1 becomes correct. Now coming to statement number 2. All the members of the United Nations are automatically parties to the ICJ statute. Correct. But this does not automatically give the ICJ jurisdiction over the disputes that involve them. The ICJ gets its jurisdiction if and only if both the parties consent to it. Therefore, statement number 2 becomes incorrect. Also note that the judgment of the ICJ is final and technically binding on both the parties to a case. Now let us talk about the judges of ICJ. See, the ICJ has 15 judges that are elected to a 9-year term. And they are elected by the United Nations General Assembly as well as the Security Council, and both these organs vote simultaneously but separately. So statement number 3 is correct. It has 15 judges that are elected for a 9-year term by the UN General Assembly as well as the Security Council. Also note that 1/3 of the court is elected every 3 years. And 4 Indians so far have been members of the ICJ. If you know who, let me know in the comment section. Coming to the last statement. This statement is incorrect because India has been a party to a case at the ICJ on 6 different occasions, and out of these 6 occasions, 4 times it has been involved with Pakistan. And the most recent one in which India was a party is the Kulbhushan Jadhav case. Therefore, the right answer to our question would be option C, 1 and 3 only. Moving on to question number 3. Consider the following statements with respect to Donbas region recently in news. Number 1. The region includes the states of Donetsk and Luhansk. Number 2. It is an industrial area and is famous for its coal reserves. Number 3. The region shares its borders with Russia and Belarus. Which of the given statements is or are incorrect? Why this question? In the backdrop of the Russia-Ukraine war, we have seen the Donbas region multiple times in the news. Therefore, it is important for us to know about this place and news in detail. See, Donetsk and Luhansk are two states located in eastern Ukraine, which shares a border with Russia. And within these two states are two separatist territories. And this entire region, which includes Donetsk and Luhansk and their respective separatist territories, is generally referred to as the Donbas region. So statement number 1 is correct. When we look at the map, we see that Donbas region shares its border with Russia, but it does not share its border with Belarus. Therefore, statement number 3 becomes incorrect. Now coming to statement number 2. Say this Donbas region is also known as Donets Basin, and this is a large mining and industrial region of southeastern Europe. And this region is notable for its large coal reserves, so statement number 2 becomes correct. Therefore, the right answer to our question would be option C, because the question is asking us for incorrect statements. Moving on to question number 4. Which of the given statements with respect to SWIFT is or are correct? Number 1. It is a messaging network used by banks and financial institutions globally for quick and faultless exchange of information pertaining to financial transactions. Number 2. It is a global member-owned cooperative that transfers funds between a domestic Indian bank and an overseas bank. Number 3. SWIFT does not hold any funds or securities. Number 4. SWIFT does not manage client accounts. What is the context? A number of sanctions have been imposed on Russia in the backdrop of Russia-Ukraine war. And in a latest development, Western allies have agreed on a new set of financial sanctions that includes removing some Russian banks from SWIFT bank messaging system and also freezing central bank assets. And since this article in the Hindu newspaper today has a reference to SWIFT system, we've taken this question. Now let us discuss about SWIFT. SWIFT stands for Society of Worldwide Interbank Financial Telecommunication. So, it is a messaging network that is used by banks as well as financial institutions across the globe for quick and faultless exchange of information that pertains to financial transactions. Simply put, it is a secure network for transmitting messages between financial institutions. So, if we have a look at the first statement here, it is correct. A very important thing to keep in mind with respect to SWIFT is that it is only a messaging system and it does not hold any funds or securities. Nor does it transfer any funds. It only transmits messages between financial institutions. Therefore, statement number 2 becomes incorrect. As we just discussed, SWIFT does not hold any funds or securities. So, statement number 3 is correct. Coming to the last statement. Yes, SWIFT does not manage accounts on behalf of its customers. Therefore, statement number 4 is correct. Therefore, the right answer to our question would be option C, 1, 3 and 4 only. Now you may ask, what happens when a country can't use SWIFT? In this case, what will happen if Russia cannot use SWIFT? Say the financial transfers and payments will continue, but there will be a delay because banks will no longer receive any information or message about the senders or recipient of international payments. So Russia will only be worst hit if all the foreign banks block all the foreign currency accounts for all of the Russian banks. Now let us take up a previous year question from Prelims paper 2016. Which one of the following books of ancient India has the love story of the son of the founder of Shunga dynasty? Option A, Swapnavasavadatta. Option B, Malavikagnimitra. Option C, Meghaduta. Option D, Ratnavali. The right answer is option B. See, Malavikagnimitra is the Sanskrit play that was written by Kalidasa, and this play describes the love story of Agnimitra, who was the Shunga emperor at Vidisha. Now let us take up the fact of the day for today, which is International Monsoons Project Office or IMPO. Why are we discussing this? Because this PIB article today says that the International Monsoon Project Office was launched on the occasion of National Science Day 2022. Let us know about IMPO in detail. The International Monsoons Project Office will be hosted at the Indian Institute of Tropical Meteorology, Pune, an institute under the Ministry of Earth Sciences. And this will be for initial 5 years. So why was IMPO set up? What is its significance? We all are aware of the importance of monsoons for the Indian economy. We can say that the monsoon is the lifeblood of our farm dependent economy. So setting up of IMPO will help in expanding an integrated scientific approach to solve the seasonal variability of monsoons, build up or enhance the prediction skill of monsoons as well as cyclones, strengthen the monsoon research, and in turn will help in promoting knowledge sharing as well as capacity building in areas of monsoon research. And all of this information would be crucial for agriculture, water resources as well as disaster management. Also note that International Monsoons Project Office will be involved in a lot of activities that is related to international monsoon research that would take place under the leadership of World Climate Research Program and the World Weather Research Program. Please note that both these programs are coordinated by the United Nations World Meteorological Organization. So what will IMPO do? IMPO will support the activities of the Monsoons Panel jointly established by the World Climate Research Program's CLIVAR, or the Climate Ocean Variability, Predictability and Change, as well as the Global Energy and Water Exchanges projects. Number 2, IMPO will also support the World Weather Research Program's Working Group on Tropical Meteorology Research. To give a proper context, the World Meteorological Organization, a specialized agency of the United Nations, has entrusted India with coordinating the global research on monsoon. And a dedicated office of IMPO has been established in this backdrop. So IMPO is a step towards making India a global hub for monsoon research as well as coordination. That is all for today. Thank you for being with us. Keep watching and keep learning.